Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The title of subtitle 1 of this bill, or I of this bill, I should say, is Responsibly Funding Our Priorities. Don't be fooled by that. It's a misnomer. We have already seen the impact of Democrat policies that massively increase the federal spending, that have disincentivized work and incentivizing dependency on the federal government. And this is a particularly bad time to raise taxes by over $2 trillion when the economy has not yet fully recovered. The current unemployment rate, according to BLS, is 8.8%. That means over 5 million more Americans are out of work today than in December 2019, just before the pandemic hit. And study after study confirms that this multi-trillion-dollar tax hike would leave workers, retirees, and our fiscal budget in economic ruin. For example, U.S. Chamber of Commerce found that increasing the carried interest tax would destroy 5 million jobs and would lose $3 billion annually in pension funds and nearly $100 billion in federal, state, and local government revenue. A recent Rice University study it said the negative economic consequences of raising taxes increases at least 1.5 times in an inflationary economy. So this bill would simply say allow the economy to recover fully before implementing, if you must, some of these Green New Deal wish list policy items, and would require this bill would only go into effect after the unemployment rate has reached a limit lower than prior to the pandemic. I also want to briefly touch on another area of this bill that I find particularly assaulting and anti-worker. The underlying text limits many of the tax incentives that would be doled out to wealthy companies by instituting unprecedented labor requirements. And I want to submit for the record, Mr. Chairman, if I may, a letter from the Independent Electrical Contractors.
So ordered.
And this is a letter that they sent, along with other associations, similar letters, that says policies in this bill would impose harmful, unnecessary labor requirements that will have disastrous implications for its members who are merit shop contractors. Says the Ways and Means Committee print would institute unprecedented labor requirements for a taxpayer to receive a full tax incentive on certain energy efficiency projects. These labor provisions would make it difficult for millions of American businesses to compete against these government union kickbacks. This will be harmful to both the American worker and to small businesses. And actually, this will increase the cost of projects. So if you want to achieve some of these green goals, this is going to make it less able to do so because it's going to increase the cost of every project by restricting competition. Mr. Chairman, I believe that all companies, union and non-union, should be able to participate in our free enterprise system. That system has fostered innovation and delivered the greatest economic opportunity for all Americans. So rather than finding new ways to attract members, the unions are coming to their political allies and asking for the law to bend in their favor. I just learned as well that there's a new tax deduction for unions dues paid by union members that would allow an above-the-line tax deduction for those union dues while excluding non-union members who are forced to pay those same fees. We know why Democrats want to raise taxes now. It has everything to do with politics and nothing to do with the lives of the individuals who will not find work because of this bill. Have some consideration for the middle-class families who will be impacted, and set aside this reckless bill. I urge adoption of my amendment, and I yield back.
Thank the gentleman.